Go. Silver.
Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
13, Luke. 11. Go, let's go. Here we go, son.
Lawrence in the pistol. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate. When you put the ball in the air, how many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long.
All right, let's go. Here we go, son.
Another try following the sack. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. Really pushing the envelope on second down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
Hey. 30 left.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these third downs.
He's got this at the 27. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it's going to be Texans football. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Here we go.
Man in motion here. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And this isn't resolved quite yet as he goes out. We've got a flag down. Looks like it's going to be on the offense. But, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20.
Here we go.
On play action, here's Stroud. Locked downfield. His first throw is an interception. And the Jaguars take possession. They're going to set up shop at the 22-yard line. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
On red. Heavy.
Lone back gets the handoff. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
11.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. Has it downfield, working the left. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Christian Harris on the stop. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Red on red.
At the 33-yard line.
Silver.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. This a 54-yarder. And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. And we continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. He's trying another one deep. He's got it inside the 25. He goes the distance. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans take a 6-0 lead in the 1st quarter. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That one right down the middle. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, go, go! Go, go! Hey, kill! Silver.
Plowing up the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Hey, Lion! Easy. Here we go, son.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Lawrence working from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to author a comeback if this quarterback continues to run for his life.
Hey, I'm gun.
Lawrence facing 3rd and long. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. He's got it at the 24. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And they'll get ready to go on offense. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Stroud throwing here on 1st. Completes this one to Baker. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Got his target, it's Baker. Stiff arm success. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field. And
the defender comes away with it. And the Jaguars take over on his 11th interception of the campaign.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
On red at the 36-yard line.
Trying again following the sack. And that's nearly intercepted, but couldn't hang on. Just a harmless incompletion. It's 3rd down.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
Hey, kill. Silver.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Punter on now, and he gets into this one. Pulled in at the 20. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And they're going to take over possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Stroud off the play fake. Lays out left side and gets it. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans pull out in front further, 13-zip. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he could rumble the whole way home.
Kate, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
That one splits the uprights. And the Texans drive out to an early 14-0 lead. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Right up the gut. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I don't know, kid. I didn't think he had it. That back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the first down. Pops up right away and signals first down.
First down, and they go right back to him. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. 1 quarter down in this all-AFC South contest. Our score, 14-0. We'll get you back to Jacksonville right after this. Back for the 2nd quarter. It's Jaguar football. They have 2nd and 9 for their first play. Lawrence looking to throw. Caught, nice gain left side. He has room past the 25. Keeps it moving. He makes it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars start to fight back with their first points of this game. Little Tex on the extra point. And the Jaguars chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's a return from the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing now, off play action. This one taken in by Baker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a... And a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on first down? And a fresh set of downs on its way. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. First down, Stroud. He's trying to push the field. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
Defensive coaches in the NFL say it all the time. Limit the big play. Keep these guys in front of you. Well, this defense is going to have to stay vigilant because this receiver, he could take the lid off a defense at any time.
The give here on 2nd. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. So now a much tougher task here as they come up on 2nd and 20. From the gun, Stroud. Pass caught by Tate Dell. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win. There aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert. Ball at the 33 for first down. They're going play action. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed. They got him the ball back.
2nd and 10 now. Connects on the crosser. And he's in! Touchdown, Houston! The Texans take a 13-point lead. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Now we'll see them try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans double their lead to 14. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Back to the well again. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Another carry for him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Lawrence in the pistol. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Simple dive up the middle. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Jaguar first down. They give it to him again. And they make the stop, but a lot closer to the end zone now. He got it to the 11. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. Back-to-back carries here. And he only gets this one down to the 9. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, Lawrence. He brings it in. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Fielded at the 7. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. He lofts it deep left. That's grabbed inside the 30. Has the Houston touchdown. The Texans take a 13-point lead. So the back does the work that time, Brock, taking it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, a running back in space can be an awfully dangerous weapon on a football field. Whether that's a designed route to him, a check down, you see what can happen, what kind of damage the elite running backs in this league can do.
The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's a handoff up the gut. And this run is stopped after getting up past the 35. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Big 13 heavy.
Here's the handoff. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 3 yards to pick up that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. A gain of a lone yard, but Brock, that's all they needed. 1st down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. He's on the move. Has it downfield working the left. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. 16 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down. Give now to the running back. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Timeout taken by the defense. They're 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, Lawrence. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as it begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll get him back to 11.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
This return starts at the 5. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Stroud. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Short pass brought in. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Final timeout called by the Texans. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. First down, ball at the 36. On play action, here's Stroud. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
The trajectory of that ball changes while it's in flight. I'll tell you this, Kate, on shorter throws, these receivers are so good to adjust, can still bring it in. But over a long distance, a tip like that alters the course of the ball, and it sure makes it tough to adjust in time.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. He sends this one to the end zone. Intercepted, but oh, wait. Officials say that he wasn't in bounds. The offense can let out a little sigh of relief. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that extends their lead to 14.
I know we see these kickers make kicks from this distance all the time, but it never ceases to be impressive. Everything's on the dot, and it's a big 3 points.
And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime.
11.
All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he stopped on a nice gain on what is the final play of this 1st half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Well, that 1st half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the 2nd half has in store for us. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Here's a return from the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing is Stroud. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Looking to throw, Stroud. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. It's a 21-yard gain. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Trying to connect, but it winds up incomplete.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They send a man in motion. Stroud off the play fake. Dell with the grab. And they make the tackle at the 38. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. They'll get 18 yards there. And it sets up a Houston 1st.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for and you go out and execute.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Completed to his running back. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Completed over the middle. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. From the gun, Stroud. Cut near the goal line.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum. I just hate that. I just hate to see that everything on the play was done so well. Everybody did their job, but you got to finish. You don't get many chances to make that type of play for your team. You got to come through on that touchdown.
They're headed up the middle. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. So the penalty yardage moves him a bit closer here for 3rd and goal. Here's Stroud now. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans grow the lead coming out of halftime. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock, he sure is taking advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
That one right down the middle. And the Texans stretch their lead to 21. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. Breaks the tackle, still going. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
When you call that 1st down running play, you don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
They'll run here on 1st down. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Short pass caught by his tight end. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. They've got 1st down from the 31. Lone back gets the handoff. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
23.
Lawrence working from the gun. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Lawrence now off the play action. Throwing deep for the end zone. And this is caught. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars start the 2nd half with some needed points. Honest Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars get it back to a 14-point game. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Has it at the 11. And a great return has the offense just a touch shy of midfield as they start this drive.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Catch made underneath by the back. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
1st and 10 from the 41. Now it's Stroud. Completes this one to Baker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Into traffic, complete. Touchdown, Houston. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Jaguars 24.
The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, Lion. Hey, kill. Hey, move it.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Easy.
On first down, they'll run. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face second and 10.
At their 49-yard line.
11, Agate.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll get this through midfield and starts pushing into Texans territory. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on third down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Let's go. 11, Agate. Go.
Lawrence in the pistol. He's got time here. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. No luck finding his receiver that time. And 4th and 4 coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Even though there's a lot of game time left here, Kate, this just feels like a must for the defense. A little bit of desperation. You cannot allow this offense to find the end zone again in a massive sack on first down. Well, that's the right way to begin this series defensively.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Another try following the sack. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. He was hoping to get it to Tank Dell there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on 3rd down. Putting a receiver in motion. On 3rd and long, it's Stroud. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
The Texans set to punt. And he wasn't needed at all in the first half, partner. This is going to be his first punt. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it'll be Jaguars football. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Lawrence looking to throw. Gets it to him on the screen. He breaks the tackle. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. This is the end of the third quarter. It's the Jags football, but here in the fourth, that lead likely too much to overcome.
Keep it moving. Let him get you. Take it all the way to the end zone.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Hand off to the back. Blast through midfield. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. 16 yards on the play. And that's a Jaguar first down.
Big 13 heavy.
Right up the gut. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Hey, run. Bronco switch. Bronco switch. 11.
The give here on 2nd. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on a 3rd and short.
Go. Time to shine, fellas.
3rd down, Lawrence to throw. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a cornerback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes on how to stay in position and, most importantly, swat that pass away.
Think right. 11.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And he scores. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars get it back to within 2 possessions. On his Little for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars get it back to a 14-point game. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Return coming from the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Dose of the hurry-up offense here. 1st down, Stroud. Fits it through the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 36. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it sets up a Houston first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Stroud throwing here on 1st. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
2nd and 10, Stroud to throw. Hits his running back. He's got it in the red zone. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Shotgun now for Stroud. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
And in for the Houston touchdown. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
That one splits the uprights. And the Texans stretch their lead to 21. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Plowing up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 37-yard line.
Big 13 heavy. Take right open.
Back to the well again. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
First and 10 from the 41. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Escapes the pocket. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. Here's the give. And he's brought down after a short gain. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. He's got it deep downfield. And he will score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars get it back to within 2 possessions. Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars get it back to a 14-point game. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Return starts at the 9. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
On the quick, right?
Stroud off the play fake. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. On play action, here's Stroud. He gets a lock behind one, deep downfield. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. And the Jaguars have some new life in the fourth. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They hand this one off. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Texans are going to have it after his second interception of the season. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got one, we got two. Do I hear a third interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought. The defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball.
Touchdown, Houston. As he naps another touchdown, Brock. I got to ask you, the former QB, is this the point where all the other guys who haven't scored or only have one touchdown today are coming over you and saying, bro, why aren't you looking for me? Throw me the football.
They may be saying it, but it's a little more of a look, Kay. Like, really? I mean, can I eat too? Do I get an opportunity to sit at the table? But when you got the rapport these two have right now and the confidence and the timing, boy, you look him up every chance you get.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Trying the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
From the 38. Trying to push it deep downfield. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Jaguar 1st down. New set of downs for him from the 46. There's the handoff. And they'll hold him up after a short carry to the 44. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. from the 44 here on second down. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Texans take over. Not an interception by the reigning Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Looking for his wide receiver there. And now it's second down.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
Connects on the crosser. Give him 24 on that play. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Wow, they're going to pass it here. Got his target, it's Baker. There he goes again. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans put up even more points in a win. They'll set up here for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans grow their lead yet again. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Hey, kill!
Going ground here. And they're going to drag him down after a decent gain. He gets up to the 36. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. They give it to him again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. So now here's 3rd and 5. One final shot here. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. He's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Jacksonville. So 6 points at the buzzer, Brock, but 0 effect on our final outcome.
Yeah, I get that, but I'll tell you what, that'll be one of the first plays they watch in the film room this coming week. Like you said, they lose whether that's scored or not, but Coach will always emphasize effort on the field. And reaching that end zone to end an already decided game, that is effort with a capital E.
And it's up and good, and they'll get one last tally in the final act of this ball game. So the Texans come away with a road win. And they take their first skirmish with their division rivals, with a chance at a sweep awaiting them later in the year in their building. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one.